Oh, yes. Hello. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, so what's the deal with creepers, huh? They just walk up to you and explode. What's the deal? Anybody? I'll be here all the week. Hello, my name is Suckit, and we are playing all the mods tonight. And we're out here watching our colonists work. It's very chill, very relaxing. We're getting most of the buildings up to level 3. And here's where the restaurant's going. It's starting to look pretty good. A little color in here. We're starting to do something about only birch boxes all the time. So excellent news that that latest bit of guideline here without a building inside it. This is our library, and this one over here is going to be our smeltery. Once we get the smeltery up to level 3, I think we can make a stone worker. And that's good. It's all very, very good. And I think we're far enough along that I feel confident to do 2 things. Now, the reason why I'm slightly less than confident is because in Life in the Village 3, I rushed the barracks, and then I wasn't able to finish building it to a certain level. It was just kind of like under construction for like a month. Because I wasn't able to build one of the gates. That's a special thing that only some of the colonists can craft for you. So hopefully we're well on our way. But I talked about the towers. As this thing levels up, it will get up to 4 towers that you can then also upgrade. Right now we got 1. It's ready to go. We may need to assign a worker to it. We're going to assign old Kalani here and put it back in. We're also going to start working on upgrading this. Offending pattern? Let's see what we have here. That's concrete powder. Okay, input light gray wool to get light gray wool. I agree. Mod. That's quite something. Let's go ahead and change it to white wool. I mean, I feel like with it not being set to exact, it shouldn't matter. But now it's saying black wool. That's clearly white wool. Let's try this. Still black wool. What if we make a new one? Still black wool. Okay, that's super weird. It's fine. We can live with it. Let's put this one back. We don't need 2 of these, right? Let's see if we can make the banners now. It shouldn't be a problem. Uh-oh. That looks like a problem. Yeah, it was bad. So I made another recipe, this time with exact mode. We'll see if this prevents us crashing again. Fingers crossed. We seem fine. So, wherever the woodworker is this the woodworker? I'm getting confused. The buildings are changing very quickly. That's the forester. This is the restaurant now? I think it's looking great. Let's get up a okay. Here's our woodworker or sawmill or whatever. What we want to do is teach some more recipes, right? We're gonna teach it a recipe for this, right? Very good. And now we're gonna go into custom recipes. There's something we want to make, and this is how you do it. You select your. It's just like the architect's cutter, except kind of not. You pick your inputs, and you'll figure out which slots in the cutter these are associated with. I'd be lying if I said I could reliably do it off the top of my head. And then you pick Oh, no, you don't. Okay, so you just teach it this, and then it can make all of this stuff, and we'll never have to worry about it again, I think. All right, Haley. Do you think? Now, the pack's been updated, like I said, a few times, and one of the things that's been added is Industrial Foregoing. All kinds of cool things going on here. But we're gonna start with fluid extractors. So fluid extractors are the way that you get latex from Industrial Foregoing, right? A lot of the machines early on are based on this pity machine frame, which you make just like this. Now, naturally, we were interrupted by barbarians. You'll notice their health is going up. They started at, I want to say, around like 20-something. Now there's 55. So they're becoming, you know, more and more to deal with. And they're not that bad, right? Like, we can just kind of face tank a whole crew of them. Come here. So we got 4 of these things. Now they do work without power, but whoops. I'm probably gonna have to set them up like this. They do work without power. We're gonna hook them up to power to start with. And you know what? Maybe that's a terrible idea. Okay, no, it's a wonderful idea. We just want to put them up instead of below. Now, latex is a fluid, right? So we're going to get ourselves a couple of fluid pipes and one of these small fluid tanks. We can make this pretty easily. There it is. Alright, I'm going to run right up along here like this. Put the tank right here, and this is very temporary. We're not leaving this stuff here. We're going to have way more machines. We're just going to set all of these to extract. And then what you get the latex out of is most types of wood. You'll notice acacia is very good. Dark oak is pretty good. All the other wood, it's not that great. We don't have much acacia or what have you. But we do have spruce. I'm just going to pop it down. As these things work, they will start slowly filling this stuff up with latex. We'll get 32 buckets worth. That'll be a good start. Now once we have the latex, we're going to want to process it. So here's a little latex processing unit. We're going to go ahead and make a recipe for it. And we're also going to teach this thing how to make a bucket of water. You can do it with the water essence. So if, whenever we need a bucket of water for a crafting recipe, this will take care of it for us. We will have to watch out. We don't want to use all our iron on buckets. Now we probably have a bucket's worth of latex in here already. Yeah. So we'll throw this in. And we already taught it how to do that, right? Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Now this thing we're just gonna hook up to our system normally. We're gonna need a regular crafter and another importer. Now let's see here. We're gonna want to configure output. Okay, so it could theoretically output to any direction. We don't want it to do it to the left or right, basically. Alright, looks good, So, the thing there's only one thing we're really gonna do with that, but it's worth hooking it up to the machine. I think, what is it called? Is it called Little Dry something? No? Let's see. Maybe this has changed. It shouldn't be too hard. Okay, Tiny Dry Rubber. Okay. That's a machine output. But boy, it doesn't tell you how many you get, or how to make it even. Now, this we could make into a recipe pretty easily. But, that's uncooperative. So let's do a little experiment. Now we know it's some amount of water, and it's some amount of the liquid latex to make this thing. So let's see. Latex, water, output. Okay. I'm sure it's fine. Let's get some water. Oh, and I forgot. We gotta set this to fluids if it's gonna import anything. We're gonna stick a bucket of water in here. And a bucket of latex. We can just right-click them in, and we're gonna see very little. Okay, I think I know what's going wrong. We're gonna disable water also from, I think, maybe going out the bottom, and we're gonna disable the latex as well. Let's try that again. Alright, let's see here. Bucket of water. Bucket of water. 1,000 millibuckets. That's probably going to become important. And a bucket of latex. And it's going to use... Okay, half a bucket of water and 100 millibuckets of latex to make one tiny dry rubber, right? So, we're going to mess around here a little bit. Now, if we take this thing and we set it to fluids, it's going to do fluids, right? So if we put the water bucket down, it's not going to have a water bucket in there. It's going to be just a bucket of water. And we can right-click on this and adjust how much. In this case, it's 500 millibuckets, right? I don't know if we have another bucket of latex. Oh, yes, we do. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing with the latex. We're going to put it right here, and then we're going to turn it down to just 100 millibuckets, and that'll give us a tiny dry rubber, right? Okay, and the dry rubber is the 9, right? So we'll stick this up here, and let's see. We don't want this on fluid. That was our problem the whole time. We're taking items out of there. Crying out loud. And let's just, I think we can just kind of dump this in here, right? Yeah. Just like we were dumping into the crafting grid with items. So, if we try to make, let's take these two out. We try to make a tiny dry rubber. It should take half a bucket of water, throw it in there. There's already too much latex in there. We might drain that out. I don't think it'll go now, though. Well, it's fine. I don't think this actually does anything that isn't with latex. So when these are done processing, we got a good bunch of buckets. We'll have a good supply of the dry rubber, which, as you may suspect, we have to further process. In this case, it's just a smelting operation that'll give us plastic. It's not the only thing we're going to use the latex for, though. Now, we can't, we do have to have a way to get some water into this thing, too. So, what we're going to do, we could pump it in, sure. But I don't want to do that. I want to get weird. We've got this mechanical squeezer from Integrated Dynamics, which can make water out of a number of things. It could make, half a millibucket from a single cactus, as well as a good amount of dye. But it's ice that I think I'm most interested in. Now, pretty sure we have ice seeds. We're styling. But I think if we're gonna make a mechanical squeezer, we're gonna need a couple of things. Let's try just squeezer. There's too many things named mechanical. Yeah, okay. We're gonna need some mineral. Now, you get mineral from trees, and I thought I'd come up here to our still more than somewhat unfinished starter base and see. Okay, no. They ain't gonna sell us no mineral. Now, the trees are pretty easy to spot. They're nice and blue. That might be one right over there. Heyo! They are, like I said, easy to spot. Now, we have silk touch on this axe, and that's a good thing. One of these blocks is not like the other. Oh, maybe we got bad luck. Yeah, we got bad luck. Because what we really want is an enriched mineral log to go along with all this stuff. They're pretty common. Can't really see them on the map, can you? Does this one have an enriched? Yeah, 2 it's got. Wonderful. Now we're gonna grab this one, and we're gonna give him to our whirly sprig. Whirly sprigs, I should say. We got 2 of them now, don't we? So we'll put down 2 of these enriched, and 3 of the regular. You can see how you tell the enriched when they're exposed, so it's pretty clear. Now we will have to start. Oh, thank you, Oakley. We will have to make kind of a regular squeezer here. And these are fun. There we go. I'm not going to craft anything by hand that I don't have to. Alright. So, for this, we're going to need 2 batteries, and that means we're going to need 9 blocks, or 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24. We're going to need 48 crystallized mineral chunks. How do we get it? Well, we can squeeze. So what you do is you put this in here, right? You right-click it in, and then you jump up and down on it. And when you've jumped up and down enough, you'll see something just like that, right? And we're gonna want a redstone signal to reset it. Boop. And now we got mineral resin in here, and we're gonna have to get it out. Alright, let's see how easy this is. Pretty easy. Now the question is, what do we do with this stuff, huh? Now, we're also gonna need a drying basin, apparently. Doesn't look very hard. Let's see. Here we go. We'll just need a little bit more black dye. That's easy. Here we go. I'll put it right over here. And we should be able to scoop this right out. And scoop this right in. And over time, not very much time, I think it should turn into a block of crystallized mineral. And then we can take that and get the little chunks. Our whirly sprig's already giving us logs and the little chunks, so that's very cool. So what we're going to need for this are 2 batteries, and these are not a bad early game option, like at all. And then the squeezer for our F storage. We got a diamond, we got some obsidian. It's very nice. And we're gonna put it down. We're gonna, oh, it looks a little glitched. It's early on. We're gonna get crafter and an importer. Oh, let's see here. Hopefully, this will do what we want, right? What we were looking to do was make water. Whoops. Water with the squeezer by using ice, right? That's gonna get a bucket each time. So we can go ahead and throw that in there. See how much water we got right now. Okay, we got 1,500 millibuckets right now. I think we'd have to use all of that. Let's make a little more tiny dry. So now, just like in the crafting grid, we've got craft here for water because there's no water in the system. And we should be able to just go ahead and make a bucket. Huh? Huh? We better set that to fluids. Ice to water. Can we not pump into this thing from refined storage? We'll say auto eject true. Is there a similar for getting items in here? Ooh, this might be an issue. Alright, we're gonna try a couple things. Whoop. It may just be glitched. It sure looks glitched. We're gonna disconnect from there. The pipe does connect down there, right? So we should be able to put a chest up here. And we should be able... Let's get this facing the right direction. We'll need some cable. Now, if we put this up here... Well, we won't be able to see, will we? Because it's a chest, not a barrel. That's the wrong wrench. But let's see if that put it in. No, it really doesn't look like it, does it? Let's try this again. Whoop, over here is where we want to be. Oh, wait a minute. I think it did something. Let's try again. Let's craft, let's craft 5 buckets. Okay, it's definitely dropping the ice in there. Let's go ahead. Okay, yeah, we're finally talking. Very good. So we could automate passive mob drop production any number of ways, but we want to do it with Industrial Foregoing. And part of the reason for that is the byproducts that we can get. Some of these liquids that are, challenging to get other ways. So let's see, there's a couple of things we're gonna want. Bunch of this stuff, right? We're definitely gonna want an animal feeder. Now this uses a pity machine frame. And the only special crafting component it really has are these iron gears, which if we do it like that, we don't have the polymorph button here, and I don't know that it would actually work anyway. Where's the feeder? Here we go. We'll do it like this. Okay, that's always an iron gear. That's great. Alright, we're making the feeder. We got our water. This thing's making our rubber. We're in good shape. This thing's just about full. We're gonna need it. We're gonna put it over here. And we're gonna make another external storage, just like we did with the lava. Alright, now our machine can see all our latex. Very, very good. Oh, bedtime. I think the fancy thing that we're gonna need for the way we're gonna set this up. Let's try baby. Okay. We're gonna need an animal baby separator. And it's not that bad in this. It uses pity machine frames. That's cool. The main different thing we're gonna have to make is gold gear from the other machine. So that's actually quite cheap. I feel like these used to be one of the higher levels of machine frame. What do I know? Now those machines we made, we're gonna need a place to put them. And I think that I would like to dig out at least 2 more basements. And I'd like to get up and down using elevators. Elevators are cool. They're from the elevator mod. I want to say they used to be in extra utilities or something way back in the day. But you use them to teleport around. And I thought, maybe right here. So we're going to dig down a couple of blocks. This looks good. I'm going to come up. Now I can demonstrate. When you're on the elevator block, if you jump, you go to one above. You sneak, you go to one down. It's pretty cool. They're very handy. Now the machines we're building are for animals, so and they're gonna make a racket. So we're actually gonna go down to what's gonna be a second sub-basement, where we're gonna keep the critters. So what we're gonna want to have down here is like kind of a spot for our basic animals. Sorry about the siren. It's that kind of neighborhood. And then we're gonna want to breed them, right, with the animal feeder that we made. And then we're going to want to send the babies over here. When they grow up, we're gonna want to send them over here to be processed. Now we got these animal baby separators. I don't know if that's correct or not. We're gonna want to move adults though. And then over here, we're gonna want to have it set to moving babies. And we're gonna want our feeder right there. Now our machines are gonna need power, and some of them are going to need to be able to move items in and or out. We're going to take care of it all with one kind of pipe, these universal pipes. Now I don't think we had recipes for any of the other ones, so I'm going to program that in. Now these things are cool. They do it all. So we're gonna hook them. Up to all these different machines. And by themselves, these machines don't have much of a range. If we show the working area, we can see it's just one by one. So what we want to do is upgrade it. Now, you would think from a 1 by 1 to a 5 by 5 that you might need an increase of +4, but you don't. You only need an increase of +2 because the increases are to the radius. The +1 radius will give you a 3 by 3. The +2 will give you 5 by 5. So we're gonna spell foregoing the way they spell it. We're gonna need a dissolution chamber. Okay. We might as well make a recipe for it. I don't really feel like crafting all that stuff by hand, and I'm sure that we'll need all of these parts again. Alright, we're gonna put the dissolution chamber right up here. You can see everything's reversed. We don't want the importer here in this block because it will take all the patterns out of there. But what we want to do, we want to set this up. Okay, the input's fine, fluid input. output, however, we want to turn everything off except up, right? And fluid output same way. Now let's see what we can do about making one of those tier 2 range upgrades, right? That's terrible. Let's see, try it like this. Here we go. Add on range 2. You'll notice it takes power, and it's gonna take latex. But we should be able to just make a pattern for it. And oh, we don't need it up there. We need it right here. And we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So let's see how this thing's gonna do. It's gonna process this, that, and the other. Eventually, it should get ready to throw some things in there. Yeah, there it goes. Popped it all right in. That's wonderful. Now for processing these guys, we're gonna do a couple things. We're gonna start with one of these mob slaughter factories. So what we're gonna do here, we can demonstrate if we turn the working area of this one on. You can see the little block. We're gonna throw one of these in there, and now you see it covers the whole area. And that's exactly what we want. Now we'll eventually want to set this up so that we're feeding wheat and seeds and carrots into it. But for now, we'll just put some wheat in here, right? And we will actually need to build this up some more, won't we? Or they'll just come flying out. For the time being, we can get away with doing it like this, right? Sure. So here's a sheep, and a cow, and a cow, and a sheep. And you can already see this is feeding them the wheat. The wheat's going away. They're breeding. We have little babies, and the little babies have been sucked over onto this side. When they grow up, this other, separator will shoot them over here. And the mob slaughter factory will tear them apart. We'll get a couple byproducts that we're going to need. I mean, are they really byproducts if they're what you're trying to get in the first place? Aren't they just like products at that point? Am I right? Okay, it's been a little while. Let's see here. We ain't getting a thing. You guys just not growing up yet? Maybe it hasn't been a little while long enough. Oh, we got our first couple of adults, I think. Yep, there it goes. And okay. We got a little bit of liquid meat, but most importantly, we got a little bit of pink slime. That, I suspect, is going to become very useful to us as we progress through the pack. And I think that's going to about do it for this time, folks. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.